Hello, today I want to talk about my Irlen syndrome and my journey of how I discovered I have Irlen syndrome or Irlen syndrome and how I got diagnosed and what it is basically. So Irlen syndrome is a visual dysfunction affecting reading and writing and movement. It's more to do with the visual pathways in the brain rather than like an eyesight issue. So you can't go to like Specsavers and get diagnosed, you have to go see someone in particular. I'm in Essex and I went and saw the people at Irlen East, which is in Stowmarket. That was my nearest one. But I'm sure if you pop into Google, you'll be able to find one closest to you. It affects your... so when you are reading and writing, particularly reading, like the words on the page can move or they can blur. They can jump about, they can become like doubled. It's really hard to describe, so I'm going to insert a clip hopefully here. If I can't work out how to insert it here, I will do it at the end. But yeah, it just affects how you write as well, because obviously if you're writing on a white piece of paper in black, it can affect your handwriting. It's going all over the place as you look at it. It also affects movement for me, so I struggle driving, anticipating space between me and the car in front of me, so I will sort of like leave loads of gaps trying to park. I struggle getting on escalators, which I never knew was linked to this, but yeah, that is a symptom, like that light and the movement, it's hard to judge. What else is it for me? Obviously reading and writing. Being in certain supermarkets, depending on the fluorescent light, can make me feel so sick. I have been actually sick before because of it. It can set off migraines. There used to be a shop called the Food Company when I was little, and my parents would love the shop, but every time I went in there I'd throw up, and they were just like, this is so weird. Didn't know. I didn't know about Irlen syndrome until recently, I think. I went down the rabbit hole because my son has ADHD, and when we went for his assessment, his dad mentioned, oh, his dad has Irlen syndrome. I'm not sure, I think it's Irlen syndrome. Irlen. His dad mentioned that he had it and it was something we should look into. But we got the ADHD assessment done. He got diagnosed with ADHD, went to school, and my son was still struggling. So I was like, right, I'm going to look into Irlen syndrome. And I was like, wow, this does sound like him. Like, he ticks all the boxes. So printed off an assessment. And as I was doing the assessment, I was like, hang on a minute, this sounds like me. So I printed myself off a self-assessment, and I actually scored higher than my son. So because this isn't an NHS thing, I just went forward with Thomas and got him assessed at the Irlen East in Stowmarket. And the woman there, she was absolutely lovely. She is so thorough and so sweet and so patient. And it was hard to assess Thomas because of his ADHD, but he did pass for having Irlen syndrome, very mildly. And we haven't gone down the route of glasses because because of his age and his ADHD, we're not sure how severe it is. However, he was sent away with these, which just basically, they go over, I'll show you like that. His are grey, the colour he was assessed for are grey, and he has them at school. But obviously I took this information to school and they've been so fabulous with Thomas, and they have given him blue paper worksheets and stuff, and he has come on leaps and bounds, all because they've changed the colour of his work, basically, which is amazing. He sits in a particular seat, like he has to sit, you know, at a certain bit in the room and stuff like that, and they've been really accommodating, and he's really come on leaps and bounds, so that's amazing. In his assessment, I was speaking to the lady, and she was just like, she diagnosed me then and there during my son's assessment. She was like, yes, you definitely have it. If you want to come back and be properly assessed, then we can look for what colour glasses you'll need and stuff like that. So we sort of bypassed the like, there's an assessment to see if you have it, and then there's an assessment to see what colour lenses you'd need. We sort of bypassed that in my assessment because, like, we knew I had it. But obviously while you're testing for the glasses, you do the first bit of the assessment, if that makes sense. The first part of the assessment is stuff like reading, and then you put the different colour overlays on, and does it get better? Do you feel calmer? And it was so interesting because she'd put on certain overlays, and she said in my voice she could tell it was relief. So yeah, I just can't explain it. It's madness that just certain colours bring me so much mental relief and clarity. So I had the assessment, and my glasses are, so I actually wear glasses anyway, because my eyesight's poor, but these are my Irlen glasses. So they have, wow, they have my prescription and the colour I need, which happen to be pink. I'm thrilled. I just love the colour pink. I just think it was meant to be. And what is even stranger, when I was younger, I've got a tattoo on my rib that says La Vie en Rose, which means life through rose tinted glasses. And I just think that is bizarre. That is so bizarre. So yeah, this was so difficult to get these glasses. I normally go to Specsavers for my glasses, but there were so many, like, I can't remember now, but Specsavers don't do the type of glass that you need for these. So I had to go to a different optician's. They then they had to do my prescription, not put them in these. I had to then send them back to the Stone Centre. She then sent them off to America. America then put the colour in, sent them back, and then I had to go back to the opticians where they put the actual glass in the frame, and then I finally had them back, and they make such a huge difference. So I don't wear them all the time. I can wear them all the time, but my house is really dingy, so it's almost like wearing sunglasses indoors, and I don't feel the benefits. So I will put them on if I'm reading under a lamp at home. Watching TV is good. My dog's about to jump up. I use them for driving, is amazing. Being outside is amazing. Yeah, so being in a supermarket, stuff like that. But just day to day in my house, it just feels a bit too dingy. I've not had them in the winter yet, and I wonder if then I won't want to wear them so much. But I don't think they're meant to make things dingy. I just think it's quite dingy in here. Can I say dingy one more time? But yeah, it's really weird because if you don't need Irlen glasses, you will look through these and you will see like it pink. But for me, the room is not pink. The world is not pink. My eyes adjust and everything sort of becomes HD. Everything is still. It's really hard to describe. And obviously you can get any colour. Like when you do your assessment, you'll find out what your colour is. We were given these, well, she gave me these in my son's assessment to go away and just help me. I find purple so much better than this sort of shade, and she was so kind and lovely and gave us a purple book as well to write on. I have even adjusted my phone settings. If you have an iPhone, you can adjust the colour background, which I have changed to a pinky tone. So there's loads of things you can do to help yourself. I'm really glad I found out I have Irlen syndrome, because it has helped me so much. It really just, like, although it's a visual thing, it quiets the world. I don't know how to, I really can't describe it. There's a lot less visual noise, visual mess. I don't know. But that's the only way to describe it. But yeah, I'd highly recommend, if you are someone who struggles potentially with concentrating, if you feel like your words are moving and not really sure why, if you've got autism or ADHD, if you've got dyslexia, I would just potentially go down the rabbit hole and read up about it, because it might be something you have and you don't realise. But yeah, please drop me any comments. I hope this video makes sense. I sort of just like have a few notes next to me and then wing it. So I probably leave out so much information. Watch it back and think, oh, I should have said this. But yeah, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'd love to hear about your Irlen syndrome story. Like, what colour glasses do you wear? Thank you for watching. Bye.